what is .NET. So .NET is very clear that .NET is a collection of languages. We call it as, okay, where it is going to support different. So one is collection of languages. Second is it supports what you can different types of application we can do. These are the two things which we are going to do with .NET. So how .NET is involved under AIML. Now let us talk about AI and ML. So which is very important for us as our concept is only about .NET AIML. So first of all, I want to give a clear picture of artificial intelligence with machine learning. So let me write AI. So what is AI first of all? Okay. So in the same way, what is ML? So machine learning. So very important in modern days because we have seen everywhere AML. Now we are seeing under .NET, which is very very important for a .NET developer. So how we are going to use. So before getting into AML, I want to show one picture. So I want to write about it clearly. I want to say how we are going to use them. So which says the way we are going to use them. So first of all, when I say artificial intelligence, so I want to take one diagram where each diagram gives you a clear idea of what is artificial intelligence is. So then what is ML is. So what is ML is, then machine learning. So first of all, let me write first layer consists of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is also called as AI. So let me write. Okay, next. So this is all. This first layer is artificial intelligence. Now my second layer, which I want to show here, is machine learning, ML. The third layer is deep learning. And last layer is generative AI. So how we are going to use the generative AI? Okay. Now this picture clearly says what about each and everything. So as everything is on AI now, so generative AI. So let me explain in detail about artificial intelligence. Now what is artificial intelligence? Where we are going to implement it? So if you see the diagram, I want to say now artificial intelligence is nothing but what agents we call it as, which automate what agents which are automating tasks. So generally, how human beings are performed in the same way, agents are making what agents automating tasks. Okay. So which is typically performed by humans. So human task is making what? Uh, Indirectly we are making as agents under artificial intelligence. Then what about machine learning? So what is machine learning is nothing but it uses what you know. So systems use algorithms. Means what? They get data in a different patterns. Okay. So use algorithms. Okay. Now, what about deep learning, which is also important? Why? Because so once when you are feeding a system, so how you are going to give it. So machine learning techniques uses algorithms called neural networks. So machine learning is using what? Algorithms, which are nothing but known as neural networks. So finally, what is generative AI? So it is a use of deep learning. So as we know, deep learning is an algorithm which are giving what? Neural networks. So deep learning to generate new content. Now this is a structure which I want to explain. Each picture shows what? As I showed here, each artificial intelligence, machine learning. So now what we will do is we will understand what exactly says. See, as I said, some points. One point is what I said deep about artificial intelligence as agents. Now, how can we say agent means what? So, in a normal terminology, how can we understand? So, what is the purpose of going for artificial intelligence? If you ask me, so .NET with AI, I want to say. So, what where we are going to use .NET with AI, artificial intelligence. So, what is the main AI concept is AI refers to what? AI refers. Now I'll say now till so artificial intelligence is referred as AI now. So AI refers to what? Refers to systems or agents. Means what? AI is nothing but systems or agents that can perform what? That can perform. So if you ask me, if you don't know what is the definition for I want to give a clear picture. AI refers to systems or agents. Now, what is the purpose of AI? Those are systems or agents. Means what? We have seen so many places. So agent is nothing but one particular system. What we are going to do is we will perform the task. So what we want to give some task to that. Typically requires what? Human intelligence. Means what? A robot is there. No, I cannot directly, I cannot give, see, as a human, I can think, but agent or a robot, we cannot call a robot, agent or a system, a particular system, cannot think. So what we need to do, in order to think, we need to give typically what? Require human intelligence. Human intelligence means what? I'll tell you. Best example. What is the best example? Example, voice assistant. Like what? Siri under iPhone, Alexa, which we are using under phones now. So these are what examples. So voice assistants like Siri, Alexa, or else self-driving cars which we are giving AI-powered chatbots. So now what is these all? These are all examples. So example, how where you are using. So example Siri, you call hey if you say if you call hey Siri, it is going to reply with the task whatever you are doing. In the same way, self-driving cars, you that machine, that agent, that system has got typically what they gave intelligence of human. So what happened now? They started working. When you say something, it will analyze. Now how it is going to analyze? Now I'll say that how it is going to analyze. I'll show you with example. Now, where in .NET we are going to use in .NET, we use Azure Cognitive Services. or integrate what? Open AI APIs. Open AI APIs means what? Readily available APIs. Add what? To add AI capability. So in case if I want to make AI capabilities, I'll be working with what? Like speech recognition, translation, or image analysis. Now tell me, what is the purpose of going for Azure Cognitive Services? Because it gives AI dotted with AI. Now tell me, what did you understand with AI means? AI is like what we are making a agent to run. So still you did not understand. I'll make very easy definition so that you can understand. AI is like a AI is like teaching a computer. So AI is like what if you ask me, but in general words I am saying, teaching a computer to think and act smart. So what did you understand now? Here I may say different terminology. I said refers to system agent that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. I said. So if you did not understand that, what is the AI means? AI is like teaching a computer to think what? Think and act smart. Act smart means what? Computer don't know what exactly it has to think. So what I'm saying, it has to think like a human. So this is a wonderful definition which I want to give you because it says what even if you don't know AI is similar to a computer where we are teaching a computer like a human what exactly we need to how exactly we need to act. Example, imagine imagine you have one robot that can what it can do first of all it can recognize your voice. If you have a robot, what it will do? It will recognize your voice and respond. Yes, you are calling. If you have mobile phone, what it will do? If you say, "Hey Siri," it will respond. Like what? Like Alexa or Siri. This is the best definition we can give. What is it? It will recognize your voice. Why? Because as I said, AI is what? We are teaching a computer like a human. So what it will think to recognize our voices. Second, understanding what? What's a photo? In a photo. Example, if I want to give photo like Google Photos, tagging you in case tagging any other person or animals. So tagging dog. So what it will do, it will recognize as a dog picture. If I say some picture, I'll send off dogs, then it will recognize as a dog of mine. Okay. So third one is recommend what to watch. So daily you are watching some movies. So based on that movies, what it will do, which movie to watch. If you are watching YouTube, what next to watch, what to watch next. So this is the things which we are going to have. So why we need to use them? Because recommend to watch what next. So what is the main purpose of going this all next? Like what? Like in Netflix, how you are going to get it. So if you see here, AI is nothing but what? It is like a computer. We are teaching smart like a human by making what? Giving voice assistance, giving different types of photos and making him to understand what to be watching next. Okay. Now this makes what? An agent or a system to understand what? Similar to a human. Okay. So as we have seen, so as we have seen, one thing about AI. So where we are going to use AI means AI is nothing but what? It is like an agent that we are going to use in different, it can perform different tasks like a human. Okay. So by using voice assistant, self-driving cars are the examples. So in .NET, how we are going to use means by using Azure Cognitive Services as well as integrated open APIs. Okay. So that is the purpose of going for what? Artificial intelligence. Now on top of that, what we have next is machine learning. So what is machine learning? Let us go. So as I see shown here, we have different types of layers. First one is what? Artificial intelligence. Second one is machine learning. Third one is deep learning. And fourth is generative AI. So in .NET, how we are going to perform is by using different layers. So first we have seen artificial intelligence. Now let us go about machine learning. ML. It is a subset of what? As I showed here in the picture. Now, what I can say, it is a subset of what? Artificial intelligence. Why? So, next to artificial intelligence, we have machine learning. So, it is a subset of. So, we can say one thing is subset of AI. So, what is the main purpose of going for machine learning? So, I wrote one definition. So, what is the purpose of AI? AI means to make humans, to make machines or agents to understand. In the same way, what is the purpose of machine learning? To make use of algorithms. So how we are passing algorithms, we will see now. I'll write some main way how we are going to use it. So machine learning is what? It is a subset of AI. Is a way. It's a way for computers to learn data. So we will feed data to learn from data, because I want to feed different types of data without being explicitly program. So instead of explicit programming, what we are going to do is we will give some data. So how it is going to work? How it works means, so we feed data to an algorithm. So it finds what? Patterns. So we will find different patterns and make predictions. So we will give different algorithm. For one thing, we will give 1,000 ways of, so that it will find, make algorithms or make predictions. So it will predict. So if I give, so how we are going to use under .NET ML? So in .NET machine learning, we call it as ML.NET. So machine learning.NET allows us to build models for tasks like what you know, sentiment analysis, price prediction. So you see, machine learning is like what? For fraud detection. So nowadays everyone are habituated for what? Asking everything under all with in C sharp. So in the using C sharp console applications, we can do so many things. If you know C sharp console applications, it is more advised to develop different types of ML. So we will have some data. So data sets we have, those data we will be feeding it. So using ML namespaces, we will get it from, I'll show you how to get it from NuGet package manager. So we will be interacting with that. Now I gave a best definition like what ML is allowing you to build like modern, like different types of models, right? But the thing is that how can we justify? As I said, about AI, I said one point. Now I gave a definition. What exactly it is like? AI is like teaching computers in a smarter way. I said original definition. What I said is, it performs like agents or system that perform what? Human intelligence, I said. Now, instead of that, when I say this is easy because AI is like teaching a computer to think and act smart like a human. Because AI is nothing but what we are continuously feeding them. so that it will understand, okay, we need to act accordingly to the human. Now, in the same way, can we have a definition for machine learning means? Yes. So what is the purpose of machine learning? So I say ML is how computers learn. So till now we have seen computers I gave feeded data. So how computers learn from experience, just like humans do. Okay. So as humans are performing in the same way, how those are going to do. So ML is nothing but how computers learn from experiences. So now I need to give some uh, continuous information to pass it so that it will understand like how to use it. Let us understand. So let us we want to teach what you know to recognize. So if I want to make system to analyze what are mangoes, so how it is going to identify. So what I need to do, we should show what if I want to make sure by learning machine learning, if I want to make it analyze, we should show it 100 pictures of mangoes and 100 pictures of. So what happens now when I show 100 pictures of mangoes and 100 pictures of fruits? In 100 pictures, when you are so generally what you do in ChatGPT, you will take one photo and you will ask what it is. Means it will say it is a mango or it is a what type of mango. Is it totapari? So it will say all the things because we have giving 100 types of information to it. When you are passing different 100 types of pictures of mangoes, then it will recognize whatever the picture you give. It will say because of the information we feed it to the system, it will recognize what type of mango is it and it will give correct information to us. In the same way, we will pass 100 pictures of different fruits also so that it will recognize what type of fruit it is. So if I have different types of fruits under mangoes only, I want to say, or else other fruits also I want to say, so that it will recognize what type of fruit it is. So machine learning is nothing but what teaching a computer to recognize what exactly the picture is. Okay. So it learns what patterns. So generally what we do, we will give patterns like what? First color, then shape, then texture. Now, based on this, what it will do? So, based on this, it will identify. If I send a picture, so it will see first what color is it. So, generally, mangoes are of yellow and ripened ones are yellow, non-ripened ones are will be in the green color. So, based on that, what is the shape of it? Then, what is the texture of it? So, then it will say what type of mango is it. Okay. Next, in case next time, if we want to say next time when we pass after passing all these things it can say what if I send a picture of mango it says it is a mango because we have given all the possible ways to the system. So when I send all the pictures then it will say what type of picture is it. So we can say machine learning is a subset of what AI. Why it is a subset of AI? Because in AI what I'm doing, in AI continuously I'm passing what I'm saying a system to teach what exactly see, think like a human I said. Now in machine learning what I did, I sent some information to it. So I sent some pictures if I want information, if I want to calculate. So I'm giving different types of calculation. Then it will start thinking like a human. So what it will do based on these two things, what we can say is a machine learning is a subset of AI. Okay. So it's nothing but it's a part of that focus what you know learning from data instead of being manually programmed. Okay. Now this is all about AI and ML. Now what is the third layer which I said is that is nothing but once again there is a subset of what? A deep learning. So what is the deep learning means? It is once again a subset of ML, machine learning. So what a deep learning will use? It will use neural networks with multiple layers to learn complex patterns. So what it will do? It is a multi-layer. So we will call it as multi-layer to understand different. So it will have neural networks concept. So how we are going to use them? So image recognition. So under image recognition, so what it will do? Example, if I have identifying a person, objects in what photos. So if I have different photo in a photo, so generally we nowadays what we are doing AI erasing. So what it will do if I want to remove an object, so we will click on that, we are going to remove it. So I'll give what? Identifying different objects in photos. Next is speech. So if we have information, like what we will do, speech to text. Means what? Example, you will hold and give what speech. So it will be converted to what? To text. Speech to text recognition. Next, natural language processing. We call it as NLP. Okay. So where exactly we are using under .NET means in .NET what we have is, I want to highlight .NET. So in .NET we can use, so main purpose of using it is, so it is an natural language processing. So we will be using models to integrate what? Tensor flow. So which is a thing which we are going to use what under tensor flow via bindings using ML.NET machine learning. Also supports deep learning scenarios. Support. Okay. Now this is what a generalized definition where we are going to use. I said. Now how can I give it a normal simple definition? Means deep learning is like what? Is like teaching a computer to think like a human. To think like a human brain. So what with layers of understanding. Okay. Example. So what exactly deep learning? It is like a teaching a computer to think like a human brain. So with layers of understanding is what you know. First of all, if I want to pass what shape of the face, if I want to give first notice shape of the face. So if you are giving particular shape, face, second, then eyes, then we will say eyes, nose, and mouth, and then expressions. So we are giving what? Feeding information. how to observe face, then eyes, nose, mouth, then the expression, what type of expression, sentiment or smiling, like smiling or serious. So finally, what you will say after finding all these things, then finally, if you if we send picture, it says if it is in your context, then identifies and it says friend if he is a friend, relatives or so based upon your data, it will finally says. So deep learning is nothing but what? So deep learning is nothing but similar to neural networks. So it will say how we are going to use it. A system inspired by what? How our brain works. So deep learning works the same way. It uses neural networks. So it uses what? Neural networks. So a system inspired by what? Layer. So where we are going to use example face recognition. Face recognition, voice assistance, and understanding our accent. Okay. Self-driving cars. These are all the examples. Okay. Last one is what you know, generative AI. So where we are going to use generative AI means it is a subset of what? Deep learning. So what is the main purpose of learning? Deep learning. So generative AI creates what? We can call it as it creates new content. Like what? Like text, images, music, based on the patterns, learned patterns. So whatever we have feeded them, based on that it gives. Okay. So example, best example is ChatGPT. Generates essays, not only essays, whatever you want. Next, Dolly is one thing creating images for creating images from text. In the GitHub Copilot, we all use GitHub Copilot, which is common under .NET. I'll show you. So GitHub Copilot is one thing which we are going to use. So GitHub Copilot working, writing what? Code. So if you ask GitHub Copilot, it will write code. So how we are going to use in .NET means, in .NET, we use Open AI, .NET SDK, software development kits, to build a chatbots, content generators, or even code assistant. So this is all about what? Generative AI. In simple terminology, how can we say it means? In a simple terminology, generative AI is like what? is like a creative artist. Means what? If you want to give him anything, he will design it. So what it will do, it creates new things based on based on the information it has learned. What it has learned. Okay. So example, imagine you have given what? Imagine if we have eaten 100 types of cakes, what we will do? We can create, try to create what? Our own cake recipe. So based on what we like. So what we do here, based on the information, whatever we have learned, we will create one more new item. Now this is called, so how it is going to think. So in the same way, generative AI, what it is going to do, it learns lot of examples like test imaging and all. So finally, what we can say, end of the day, like how these all things are going to work means, so first, AI is the brain. Second, ML. AI is brain, we can call it ML is the way the brain learns. Simply, I am saying so that you can understand it. Third, deep learning. Deep learning is like what? Brain learning, very complex, very complex things like what? Face recognition and all. Okay. So now what we can say? These are the things. AI is like the brain. ML is like learning way the brain is learning. Deep learning is a way different complex things it is learning. So what is generative AI will do? It will create new content based on the previous information, whatever it has learned. So what generative AI will do? So it will give what? Creates new content from what it learned. So what we can say? So as I said, there are different scenarios. If you see, AI is like a brain. As I said, ML is like a way brain is learning. Deep learning is like what? Brain long learning complex things. Generative AI is after learning these all things, it will create one new content. So what is the main purpose of these all things? Because see, first of all, why we need to learn these all. So let me show you now with our Microsoft technologies. So in order to learn any of these things, what is the thing which we need to know is we need to once again go to, let me show you what exactly Visual Studio. So what is the purpose of it? So let me show. So we all know Visual Studio. So if you want to learn, if you want to work, see here, UI and I, so better together. So it has wonderful AI tools built for devs, AI experts, and tech leaders. So you can see here itself what it is saying. So you want to know about deeply, or you want to know more about AI and ML. So I'll show you. So if you want to develop any of the things, what we need is Visual Studio. So what is Visual Studio? Visual Studio code. There are two things. Now, first of all, let us understand about Visual Studio. What is Visual Studio means? Visual Studio is a tool or it is an IDE. Visual Studio is what? Is an IDE. Means what? Integrated Development Environment. What is the purpose of this tool? Visual Studio is designed and developed by Microsoft. So what is the main purpose of developing them? Because you can learn by using Visual Studio, we can develop different types of application. So what type of application might be Windows application, web application, mobile application, service-based applications. So today we have discussed AI ML applications. So there are so many things what by using single IDE we can develop. What is the tool is called as Visual Studio. So it is the most powerful tool we can consider it as. Why? Because if you see they have developed in the year 2002. Originally, .NET has launched in the year 2002. When we talk about 2000 actually they launched, but they named it as in 2002 as .NET. So before that there are other languages also like C, C++, Java. Then why we are not using them means because each language has got some drawbacks. Like C language has got platform dependency, security, reusability. Java has got C++ has got reusability problem has been overcome by C++, but still has got platform dependency problem. So because of that, they went for Java, where it has resolved platform dependency, security, reusability. But the thing is that then why we need to go for everything is resolved means because .NET is one more thing. It is a collection of programming languages. It is collection. When I say collection, it supports so many programming languages. So when it supports so many language, you can develop different types of application. Each application will have one programming language. So here, when I say Windows, it uses CUI, GUI based applications, character user interface, graphical user interface. When I say web, it consists of front end or client side, which are HTML with CSS and JavaScript and Angular as front end. Okay, back end server side, what we have is we have C sharp. Next database, what we have is Microsoft SQL Server. So let me show you that picture. So how Visual Studio is being installed. So once when you want to develop, so how you are going to use it. So where you are going to use it. So how exactly. So if you want to clone, I'll show you. So this tool is more powerful that you can develop different types of applications. So under this, you have different types of versions. You can select a particular version. So this is mainly for what you know is a community version, which is this is mainly for those who can work with what you know. So you can see here, I want to show you. So getting started with Visual Studio IDE, it is a integrated development environment tool. So many features are there, like what? So you can develop desktop applications, as I said. Next, web applications, web cloud-based applications, gaming applications, machine learning using ML dot. So if you see using ML dot net, so it is the thing they kept everything here. So JavaScript, TypeScript, web application, Node.js, React Web API, Web UI, Python, data science and analytic applications. So if you see here, I want to show what exactly the .NET tool is designed is. Once let me run from here. So you can see here. So it is a most powerful tool called as Visual Studio. Here only you can understand how exactly it is going to run. This is an installer which has got so many tools. So it has once if it is installed, you can see how it is going to run also. See here. So already available in my system. So what I'll do is, so I want to show you modify. When I say modify, you can see. So this is the thing where it is going to have. So .NET with web development, Azure, it supports Python, it supports Node.js. You check it, it will be installed. So size is increased 102. In the same way, check it, see the size 145. Uncheck, it will be removed. So if you want to work with Python, you can work with Python. Mobile, desktop. So you can desktop web applications, select .NET Web with desktop applications. Mobile, mobile applications. Test development with C++, yes. Gaming applications, data storage, data science. So this tool is so powerful, like you can design any type of application. So, and after installing, so once when it is installed, select these things and click on launch. Once when you say launch, it will open our Visual Studio. So if you have already, example, you have a Git repository or Azure. So as I have Git, you can go with Git. If you have already in your project from Git, you can get it from Git. If you are not having from Git, you are having Azure DevOps. In Azure, you can get it from Azure. No, I don't want to go with any of them. I want to work on my own means. Go to what? Open a project or solution which is available in your project or local folder. So these are available in your system. Now you don't want to work with all these things, but you want to work with on your new project, create new project. So first of all, I want to say you one thing. So it follows one architecture. So .NET is what you know, three things. .NET is a .NET is collection of programming languages. One thing I said, .NET is, I showed here only. .NET is collection of programming languages. It supports all languages. .NET is a platform independent, supports all independent. You can develop different types of projects or applications. So end of the day, what we are going to learn, you to want to develop. So you can use C# as a programming language, C++, F#, JavaScript, Python, query language, XAML. So we can go with C#. Okay, in the same way, platform. What type of platform you want to develop? Mine is a Windows operating system, so I'll go with Windows. So if it is Linux, you can go with Linux. If yours is Mac OS, go with Mac OS. Mine is Windows, so I'm selected Windows. Now, what type of project? You can develop cloud. So as we are going to develop cloud applications, cloud native called Aspire. APIs, we can develop Blazor applications, console applications, common applications, desktop applications. You select desktop, you'll get desktop applications. So all desktop applications. You select console, you will get all console applications. So what type of project you want to work? You want Aspire cloud native applications. So as we did not install anything. So example, even machine learning also we did not install. Go for web. You have web related which we have installed it. So which are what are the frameworks which we have installed, APIs we have installed. So whatever the unit testing the project. So whatever the things you want to work, you can go and install it. So if you want to work with AIML also, what we are going to do is we are creating a project. So what type of project, the console application you want to work. So let us understand the structure of console application. So let me write one small program, what the structure will be. Then I'll show you the structure of Visual Studio also. Because once if you open in Visual Studio will ready-made my content. So before showing that, I want to write in my notepad itself. So if you want to write, if you want to work with the .NET, first we need to know C# as a programming language. Why C#? Because in order to develop mobile application, web application or anything, first and foremost, what we need is one programming language. That is nothing but C#. So if you want to work with it, we need to know the structure of it. What is the structure of C#? We will see. So how we are going to write the structure. So let us see the structure of C#. Then we will see how. So what is the structure? I'll show you. Instead of writing here, I'll be writing in my notepad so that it will be easy for us to understand. Because there are some features. In order to write a structure, we have some features. C#. What are those? First, it is a case sensitive. Second, it is case-sensitive programming language. It is a block level coding. Third one, a statement should end with a semicolon. Okay. So these are the three things which we need to know. So whenever I write a .NET application, what I'll do, it is a case sensitive using S capital because it is a case sensitive programming using system namespace declaration we call it as, then class example, class declaration, then main method declaration, M capital, string, block level programming, every block I wrote, array of us, formal parameters, open block. So console, C capital. So what is the structure mean? This is the structure. So in C language, how we are going to write? In the same way we are going to write. Close the block. So it is every statement should end with semicolon ended. Close the block, first block, second block, third block. So while saving, save it as what? My is okay. So I want to name it as .cs as extension. So let it be on desktop. So now let us open. Now I wrote these all things, right? Why did I write this structure? Because if I open in Visual Studio also, this is my program. So extension is .cs. Even if I open, Visual Studio, the same structure I am going to get it. So let it be AI. I want to name it as. So framework is 4.8.1. I'll explain about frameworks also. So just I want to show you how the things are going to be. So once if you see here, yes, the same structure. So what is the structure which I wrote here? Where is it? In my notepad. See here, using system. Yes, using system. Namespace name. Yes, namespace. My wrote console app I here first. Class program, class example I do. Static void main, static void main. So what I want to say here, console dot right. Okay. You want to say hello world, you can say hello world. I'll say how to write them, how to use them. Okay. So if you want to execute, we can execute. So if you want to run with applications, what is the thing we want is if you want to know about AIML, so go to tools, go to NuGet package manager. So go to manage NuGet package manager. So if you want to work with machine learning, so browse. So when you search for ML, .NET ML or else, so Microsoft ML database. So Microsoft ML. So you want to know about it, it has wonderful. So it has 10.5 million views, downloads have been done. So it is a cross-platform open source. So it works with what? It is a cross-platform open source. Just click on what? ML.NET, you will come to know what exactly is it. Okay. So if you observe, so it is says Microsoft ML data view. What exactly the packages are. So contains iData view. So interface, it is a iData view. So which is a set of interfaces and components. Okay, ML.NET is a cross-platform open source. So all the plugins which we are going to install. So light GVM we call it as hash tree. So ML.NET we are going to say it as. So these are the things which we are going to. So ML, auto ML. So all these extensions, whatever the things we want. So in case if I want particular package, what I'll do is I'll go and install that a particular package into my system. Okay. So as of now, what we are going to do is we are just so as we have started, I just want to give introduction. So we will install it in our next session. So I will show you how to work with the ML also. But before that, we need to know more mainly about